Solomon, you are from New York. You used to live some time in Israel, but you are now focusing on Tsfat in Hebrew. You are actually heading a foundation dealing with the life and the improvement, I would say, of the daily life, spiritually and in many fields in Tsfat. Why?
You know, there are many different causes that people can focus in on. I thought the north of Israel, the Galilee, was very important, and the capital of Galilee is Tsfat. And so decided that was going to make that the focus of my entrepreneurial and as well as philanthropic activities.
Lately in America, we got some news that new people are very interested by Tsfat like Madonna, but for other reasons, mostly because of the Kabbalah connection. I know that it's not your direction, but do you think that maybe because of the Kabbalah issue, Tsfat can become something bigger in the mind of American people?
Yeah, I think that Tsfat has an opportunity to be a major cultural and spiritual center, both because of Kabbalah, but also just the nature of the north of Israel, and that area in particular is just very beautiful. And yes, Madonna was interested in Tsfat, but I don't think that's what we're looking for. I think we're looking for authentic connection between the Jewish people and spirituality, and that you have there. And there was a point in the history of Tsfat where it was the most important spiritual and population center in Israel. But that was a long time ago.
You have been, I believe, in the last months visiting the city. I know that you have also some personal connection in Tsfat. Could you give us the specific item why yourself, Samuel Solomon from New York, you are the guy who is talking about Tsfat in New York. Why you?
Yeah, why would someone like me be interested from New York in the city of Tsfat? I mean, that's the core question. It happens to be my daughter lives in the old city of Tsfat with our son-in-law and 3 grandchildren, but actually our interest in Tsfat predates their involvement in the city. Maybe, in fact, they're there because of us. My connection was really from the very beginning that I thought I wanted to do something very specific for Israel, and in particular, besides Israel, I wanted to do something in an area that not everyone focuses in on. People were focusing on Jerusalem, on issues with the Negev. There are people that are very concerned, let's say, about Hebron. But the north of Israel is something that needs an enormous amount of focus. In fact, we only started recently to think about it because of the war in the north last year. And I've been focusing on this for about 6 years. I'm really happy now. I'm not happy about the war, but I'm happy that there's a lot more focus on the north and some of the issues that we're having there.
You know, Samuel, Tsfat comes from the word in Hebrew, the verb litzpot, to observe, because it's very high on the top of the hill. So you were focusing something which is already focusing something. Do you believe in some, I would say, spiritual link between Tsfat in the Jewish history and what you're doing now?
You know, not every single project that we have to take on as the Jewish people has to be something that's so extraordinary in a way that would say that everyone has to jump into it. Tsfat has a unique connection. It's not for everyone, but everyone is connected. I'll tell you one thing I know about Tsfat is that if you ever talk to anyone who's ever been there, it has a 100% approval rating. The question really is how do we turn that approval into a real connection and to support? So that's really the goal. I just want to take what already exists in terms of the positive connection between the Jewish people and Tsfat and give people a conduit, a way that they can connect to it in a practical sense. That's both financial as well as through personal activities that people can engage in with the city.
On a practical point of view, what can people in New York, in the States, can do now to be part of your foundation?
I'll give a great example. I have one entrepreneur who is involved and is a partner in a hedge fund. He decided that city environmentalism was very critical to him. So we started a whole recycling project based on his work. And so he has now transformed the city. In fact, it's been picked up by other foundations, and a lot of people are involved now in city cleanup and the area of recycling, because when tourists come to the city, and right now it really has a very strong tourist attraction to it, they come there and they see if the city's dirty, they're not interested in spending time there. So we know if we can, it's called a tipping point. If we can tip the city, for example, in terms of making it cleaner, that's going to have an impact on the overall psychology and positive aspects of the city. That's just one example of what people are doing.
On the last word, in order to make people be part of your project?
Another project that recently happened, I love giving walking tours of the old city at Tsfat because I love the old city. And I had a group of They were single people in their 20s and 30s. They come from the city of Philadelphia. The group is called Chevra. And they came and they visited. And they saw that children were playing in the street. And they said, why are the kids playing in the street? And I said, well, because we don't have any gardens for children, play areas for children in the old city of Tsfat. And so this group now is taken on as a project to build a children's play area in the old city. That's an example of how you can really make differences on the ground. Small differences that really can change a city. We're not looking to try to do necessarily everything very big. But by doing small projects, we can actually transform the city.
Since you start, you can talk about a big, major issue that you are proud of it in Tsfat, in Tsfat?
I would say the areas we're most proud of has actually been the environmental change. There is definitely a difference in terms of the attempt on the part of both the local residents as well as our organization to create an environmentally sensitive area in the old city because it's so important to the nature of tourism.
So because you are bringing Tsfat to New York, I will thank you very much, Samuel Solomon, to be here in Jerusalem to talk about Tsfat in Jerusalem, and hope to see you very soon again here in Israel.
Yes, and I actually want to thank you, if you decide to put this, I just want to thank you so much for the type of work that you're doing to bring this type of information to everyone that's watching on the web, because this is the only way we can really get our message out. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.